Recording in progress.
Yo, what up? What up, everybody? I'm your boy Trey Frazier. I got my brother Maestro Styles here with me today.
What up? What up?
Welcome to another episode. It's the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Maestro Styles, Trey Frazier here in the building. Special shout out to all of our folks watching us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live. Make sure y'all continue to follow us on those platforms. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Yo, my bro, what's good, man?
What's good, man? Middle school basketball season has officially started, and my wonderful daughter and the team of McKinley Tech just won by 1 point. I'm on one right now, bro. Cause I'm proud. She, you know, she locked down when it was time to lock down. Her offense, we're gonna work on the offense, but defense, she locked down when it was time to lock down. She hustled. And that's all you can ask for, man. I'm happy. I was in there trying to not cry.
That's what's up, man. I like to hear that. I know you and I, we were just talking before we got on here, but yeah, man, that's good news, man. That's good news.
Yeah.
So I guess just quickly, so how long is her season from now till
Early January.
Early January? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No doubt. That's what's up. Well, since we're talking youth sports. This week is the first week Nate and Natalie have soccer skills. Once a week, it's an hour per week. Nate goes Thursday, Natalie goes tomorrow. And it's just really just, trying to brush up on footwork, skills, and things like that. No necessarily games or anything, but maybe a scrimmage here or there. But, just something to kind of get to some basics and things like that. So, so that'll be starting up, and that nice little cushion of, no soccer practices and no games for, 5 days a week. That's halfway kind of coming back to the fray here. So, that's what you get with youth sports, man. So, yeah, man, we got a good show this week. So I normally don't do this, right? So, I don't, and it appears that with all the guests that we've solicited and, throughout this year, I know the one guest you, Maestro, had solicited was Miss Coco Chanel, the Steeler fan.
Yep.
And so this week, since it's Ravens Steelers week leading up to the game, I said to myself, you know what? I'm a content creator. I could book these folks.
Podcast producer, talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, it's all fun and games at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? Let me go holler at this Steeler fan. She creates content. She's got her own YouTube channel. She goes by the name of Dee from Dee Loves Sports. She also does Twitter Spaces Monday through Friday. YouTube channel, Steelers content and all that stuff.
Easily my favorite Steelers content creator.
Really? Okay.
Easily my favorite content creator. Now, not saying she don't know the game, because she knows the game if you listen to her.
Yep.
Now, when I'm trying to get the information, Alex Kozora Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. But when it's content, Dee Loves Sports is shutting it down.
Yeah,
shutting it down.
Yeah.
So when I saw it in the DM, I said, yeah, look at this podcast producer, this entrepreneur going to work, baby.
Look, bro, this is my platform. So
no bias involved, man. You just went straight in.
This is content creation right here, man, and you got to put differences aside. You know what I'm saying? So,
man,
it's gonna be
I'm
all
proud
love.
of you, bro. I'm proud of you, bro.
Look, man, hey, I appreciate it, man.
I hope she is spicy, but I hope she's as spicy as Breezy was when I had to play. I want to see you in that corner that I was in.
All right. Well, look, this week is an interesting week for the team. So, I'm rocking the Lamar jersey, and if you didn't know by now, Lamar is going to be sidelined for 1 week to up to 3 weeks.
Right.
With a torn PCL, suffered in the Broncos game on Sunday. So it's Tyler Huntley And I guess it's kind of like, here we go again with the Tyler Huntley ride, kind of like what we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's it's wild, man. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't concerned down the stretch here, but
Yeah.
now with the injury, and then you combine that with what the Bengals just did
Right.
to Kansas City and Tennessee, in
Right.
back-to-back weeks.
Right.
Because if you remember, I said if the Bengals kind of split between the teams, that they got on their schedule,
Mm-hmm.
to end the season,
Yeah.
they probably get the 10-7, and then with our easy schedule, we probably, beat them out by a game to get the North. But I wasn't expecting them to beat Tennessee and Kansas City back to
Mm-hmm.
back. And so
Mm-hmm.
now with them happening to play Tom Brady, the Patriots, Buffalo, which I think will be their toughest opponent left on the schedule, followed by a match with Cleveland, which they've had problems with, and us to end the season. It's like, damn, like we might. We for real might lose this division race right now, with the easy schedule we had.
Right.
And I mean, quite frankly, going back to the Carolina game 2 weeks ago, we haven't necessarily played our best football. I mean, we had to beat the Panthers, 13-3, and then Jacksonville, we lose that one by 1 point, and then with the Broncos, bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you, bruh. I'm at a party Sunday afternoon. Nate's friends from school had a party,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta give it to this homeboy, man. He kind of old school cat, Ravens fan. He had his tablet with him. He was watching the game and stuff, and this dude was just so confident, like even with the way the team was playing, that we was gonna pull the game out at the end.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling him, I'm like, bruh, Lamar's not in the game, and we keep turning the ball over. And I mean, what the hell was that trick play? Did you see the trick play?
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't.
Bruh, they ran a double reverse and had James Prochet throw the ball into quadruple coverage. like I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, the formation is not correct to run that play. Number one, number two, when you run a double reverse, you have to have receivers on both ends of the formation so that they can confuse the defense when it comes to crossing routes and
Yeah.
swaying direction from one side of the field to the other. No, all the Bronco defenders went to the right side of the field, and this guy said, "I'm gonna just throw it up and just hope for a prayer." And it got intercepted, of course.
Mm.
But that last drive, they pulled it out somehow. We escaped 10-9 with a victory, but
So what was that last drive like? Cause y'all scored like late in the game.
it was the last drive. It was the
Yeah.
last Ravens offensive drive. We scored. Couple pass interference calls helped.
Okay.
One on
Okay.
Mark Andrews, and then I forget who the other one was on. But big fourth down conversions, I think, was a big part of the drive. Also, I mean, I think total for the game we were 4 for 4, but I think on that drive we had to convert 2 fourth downs there, and Huntley was
Okay.
able to get it done in that regard. And then at the goal line, Huntley ran it in for the 2-yard touchdown. So yeah, 10-9 victory. It certainly didn't feel like a victory, but
Mm-hmm.
I got to give it up to the homie, the Ravens fan that I met at the party, man. That dude was just 100% confident that, they're going to pull it out. Don't worry about it. They're going to pull it out. Like, bruh,
Yeah.
you see the way these niggas playing right now?
Yeah. And a win is a win. No matter how ugly it is.
Yeah.
And when we look back on history, we're not gonna look back on that game and be like, "That's an ugly win." We're gonna look back on it and say it was a win.
It was a win. It was
Yeah.
a win. I mean, and I guess if you're looking at it from the Broncos' perspective, I mean, it's bad enough the season's already a wash, but to kind of have a chance to beat us and then get it taken from you at the end was a bit tough there. They missed the field goal if you missed it, and I wasn't confident that he was gonna miss it. McManus, I think, is a pretty good kicker.
Yeah.
From 66, Was it 66 or 61? I think it was 61. He missed the 61 yarder.
Mm-hmm.
I think any other stadium, McManus hits that.
He's a pretty good kicker, but anybody kicking 60 yards, you kind of just hoping for the best.
That's true. That's true. That's
yeah,
true.
like it's. I mean, I mean, obviously the probability is higher. People like Justin Tucker, but you know what I'm saying. But anybody kicking a 60 yarder, like that's you kind of just hoping for the best at 60 yards.
He had the direction, like it didn't sway left or right.
Yeah.
I mean, he kicked it dead center. It was just maybe a couple yards short.
Yeah.
So, like you said, man, a win's a win. 8-4, I'll take it. But now we got to see Pittsburgh, we got to see Cleveland, and we got to see these Falcons without Lamar. So,
I mean, look, man. The Falcons, and I can only speak to the Falcons too crazy because I just watched them.
Yep.
I mean, shut down the run. You got a pretty good shot of winning, and they're a good running team. I think they're like, I didn't know they were that high.
Top 5, yeah.
Yeah, they're like a top 5. I didn't know that, but
yeah.
But clearly they can be ran on as well. So because we had a pretty good running game. That's probably our best running game all year.
I saw Najee stiff arm somebody real serious.
Yeah. But more important than that, I mean, we had over 140 yards rushing. I believe I think that's probably our best.
I was about to say, when the last time y'all had that much rushing yards, man?
It's certainly the best. I mean, that was the best our running game has looked all year for certain.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to that. I don't want to go too crazy into the Steelers game because I want to wait for Dee Loves Sports to come on because I'm going to be so enamored. But I do want to. So I'll shift.
Yep.
Let's do
that.
Some bigger, not bigger, but some headlines. I guess. Obviously, I don't know what's number one to you, but Deion Sanders leaving
that's number
Jackson
one for
State.
me.
Okay, that's number one for me too.
Yep.
Leaving Jackson State for Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He did it. It was rumored a week ago. He confirmed it. I mean, all within 3 days, the rumors happened, the announcement happened, and he's in Colorado. The turnover was really quick.
Yes. Yes.
Your thoughts on it?
So, I'm not surprised that he left Jackson State. I think the surprise for me is that it was Colorado for a couple of reasons. Number one, Colorado's program has been,
trash.
It's been trash for about 15 years, right?
Right.
And then number two is Colorado, and no disrespect to the state of Colorado, but I don't necessarily see prime time, being in a state like that. That's kind of Midwest, Rocky Mountain-ish kind of a, area. Like Deion, I could see him in the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jackson State. And I know Florida State was kind of rumored for a few years before we got the Jackson State job. I know Auburn was an option, but Auburn's got some, I guess, legal issues going on with that program. So, right of him to dismiss that. But I think that's the surprise for me for those couple of reasons, because it's Colorado and they haven't had a really good season in a long time. To the folks that are calling Deion a sellout, in reference to because he brought this culture to this HBCU, and it also created a vibe where BET, CBS, other networks started airing these HBCU matchups, for a while now. So his presence and his name got this culture to where it's at now. You see games on TV, on networks that you wouldn't guess, would air these kinds of games. More kids, selected HBCUs over PWIs. So you had that kind of thing going on. To the people that say he's a sellout, look, Primetime, I mean, if you've been a fan of his, or even if you kind of watched some of his content, just throughout the career of Primetime Sanders, he about the money, man. I mean, just like any other coach, any other athlete, former athlete, head coach, whatever, you do what's best for your family. I mean, he was only making $1.2 million, if I'm not mistaken, at Jackson State. So
Mm-hmm.
now he gets a $4 million raise to coach Colorado. I'm not mad at that, Dion. Hey, go get your money, man. I'm not gonna call that man a sellout. He did what's best for his family, man, and to bring his son with him to be the quarterback for Colorado. Hey, man, that's power moves right there, bruh. I'm not mad at that. I will question this though. The energy. I talked about the culture of HBCUs and the platforms and the attention that it's got because of Dion. Will that energy continue to happen now that he's no longer the face of Jackson State? That remains to be seen, but if I had a guess, unfortunately, I think some of that steam kind of goes off a little bit. I don't know what you
and
think about it.
and here and there's where my problem is. I don't think he's a sellout. So let me be clear
Yep.
before I start talking about my criticisms. I'm not going to tell no black man what to do about his money, about his family, all those types of situations.
Yep.
But with that being said, um, sellout is an overreaction. But I'm not going to sit here and act like um, he had a very big responsibility, which he did, which he upheld for 2 years,
Yep.
and that's cool. But it's about to be gone. Like in my to my summation, is going to that buzz dies down.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else in that conference that garners that attention. Um, Recruits came because of his name.
Yeah.
And he in some respects created an infrastructure that could have brought brought HBCU to some type of a prominence and some type of respect level that that Alabama, other PWI schools have.
Right.
So for me, congratulations. Let me start with congratulations to Dion for getting the money and all those things. But for HBCUs,
Mm-hmm.
it was just a tease. Unless we about to bring Ray Lewis or some other Michael Irvin, some type of personality to the
Mm-hmm.
head coaching job that can bring success to HBCU
To the caliber
school.
of Dion. Like,
Yeah,
it's got
right,
to be to the
right.
caliber
It's got
of
to be to that
Dion.
caliber, right?
No
Or,
disrespect to Eddie George or Hugh
yeah,
Jackson. No disrespect.
absolutely.
But they're
But
not prime
those
time.
guys just coach football.
Right.
That's what they do.
Right.
So unfortunately, it was on the jobs of Dion or who was just colorful in how he did things.
Yep.
It was him, and he was bringing kids, and all we needed was players to start performing at a high caliber,
Mm-hmm.
and starting to make highlights. Once the highlights was going to start coming, now we could start bringing money and endorsements and those types of things to HBCUs. But
Yeah.
I just think that he left a little too early. If the goal
Mm-hmm.
was to pull HBCUs up, if that was his true goal, he, I don't. I think he only put. I think he could have put a bigger dent in that uphill battle
Right.
had he stayed longer.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but but again, he was only getting paid 1.2, and if that's not, I mean, I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like who am I to tell a man what to do with his money, especially about a game? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's your job to get money. That he's working a job,
Right.
so it's your job to optimize that. But for the sake of culture, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't kind of cringe. I don't kind of feel. I don't want to say cringe. I wish he would have stayed longer. I wish there was a way that we could have got him to stay longer
Yeah.
and bring in more player coaches, well, not player coaches, ex players turned coaches into that college. Just so we could see more people follow that blueprint.
Yeah.
And now HBCU schools is blowing up. And I don't know that he was there long enough to excite somebody like. And I'm just saying Ray Lewis because he's the most colorful person I can think of on the top of my head.
Right.
I don't know if he stayed there long enough to make a Ray Lewis want to come, or make
make
a
an
Michael
impact.
Irvin or Marshawn Lynch to want to come, or you know what I'm saying,
Right.
like those types of things. So I mean that I'm not like again I'm not gonna say act like I'm not disappointed, but I get it.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
definitely disappointed.
and I respect that opinion too. Like, there's definitely a dent, like you said, like the fact that it was only been 3 years and that much progress has been made. You kind of feel like if he'd have stayed another 3 years, maybe more and more and more HBCUs get that light. More kids will start to go through that portal. More attention would be brought to HBCUs in that fashion, and
And the
more.
money's going to come where the players go. That's the
Right,
thing.
right,
Where
and the money goes. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly, exactly. This quote from Bomani Jones earlier today. He was on CNN. He said, "quote He sold a dream and then walked out on the dream."
yeah. I mean, look, I see. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could sit here and try to defend Dion, but that's how I feel. That's kind of how I feel. It's
Mm-hmm.
bro, like I thought Deion Sanders was going to be the savior for HBCU schools.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Um, I get that that might not be his where he at, and that's not the responsibility he may have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Right.
I get
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying? Who wants all that? Who wants all that?
Right.
But
Right.
I thought that's what he was doing. I thought that's what he was doing, and that's not what he was. That's clearly not what he was doing.
Right. This is certainly not a passing of the torch kind of a thing, because quite frankly he didn't really pass the torch to nobody. But maybe one of these guys, one of these former athletes with these big personalities, maybe jumps into that spot and maybe does it for, like, let's say Ray Lewis does it for Morgan State, and
Yeah,
you know,
right.
maybe kind of carries that legacy another 3-4 years, and then maybe Ray does maybe the same thing Dion does. Maybe another job opens up in a Power 5 conference, and then maybe somebody else has to come in and try to rescue
Yeah,
the
but
HBCU
I'm trying to
thing.
get it in a perfect world. I'm trying to get it to where we got rivalries being built within the HBCUs between coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So now it's a Dion versus Ray Lewis type of thing.
yeah,
That's bringing money. That's bringing money to the games. You're not going to tell me ESPN not going to show that game, or ABC
right,
not going to show that game. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because that's Ray Lewis and Dion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And to add to it, Dion. I'm assuming we don't watch a whole bunch of college football, but I'm assuming he also took the best quarterback in the SWAC with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Again, no shade,
yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I would gather that he's not done taking players from Jackson State to Colorado.
Oh no, definitely not.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
definitely
So
not done. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like you kind of taking um you taking the very thing that you left to build the SWAT.
right.
You kind of just taking it with you.
You're pulling it from, yeah,
Who else?
right.
I'm sorry, nobody's coming to. I don't know unless they hire another guy who got the cachet that Dion has.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are not going to HBCUs no more.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's real unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, man.
Because nobody's gonna look at Jackson State's record and say, "Ooh, I want to go there." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're not just
Right.
gonna look at the record. They're gonna look
Right.
at the reason why they had that record, and that
Right.
reason is out in Colorado trying to do his thing, trying to
Right.
build that program up, and
Right.
so.
Right.
So yeah, look, I respect all the opinions out there, with the exception of people calling them a sellout.
Sellout, yeah.
I'm not getting into that, but yeah, I think
Because what
that's-
would you do? Because and that's the reason why. Because what would you do in his situation? You gonna tell me you're not gonna make $4 million more
right,
a year?
right,
Like, come on. But I will say this: I don't know if this was real or not, but I saw a headline. Well, Colorado, like the athletic director or something, talking about that he don't even got that money right now. He banking on being able to gain that money through sponsorships and alumni. Like just
right,
the revenue that Dion coming to your program brings. That's how he gathers that he's going to get that money.
yeah, right, gotcha.
I saw that somewhere, and I don't like that idea. So I don't like that idea.
Right, because you pulling from my salary, bro.
Yeah, right. I don't like that idea.
Yeah,
but
and you Colorado, and you in
you
a
better
Power
have
5
Dion. I'm gonna
conference.
tell you, you better have Dion money. I know that. You better have his
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, that's wild. You in a Power Five conference right there.
Nah, big facts. You better have his money.
That
Those the games we not playing. You better have Dion money. Because if you gonna have him, in theory, sabotage the HBCU, little momentum we was building.
Yep.
If you gonna have him leave to
Yep.
destroy that, you better have my man money. That's a fact.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Just in time, we got our guest, special guest here. She goes by the name of Dee from Dee Loves Sports.
What
Here you
up?
go.
Where's my towel? I had one.
Here
ain't
he
it?
go.
Let's
Here he
Okay, I
go.
got enough movement.
Here he
I got
go.
enough right here. You repping?
Here he go. Here he go.
How
But
y'all
let me-
doing?
How
Good,
you
good,
doing?
good. Let me get your credentials out real quick. So you got a YouTube channel called Dee Loves Sports. Also, you're on Instagram at Dee Loves Sports. Also on Twitter at Dee Loves Sports. Sports and Coffee, Twitter Spaces, Monday through
Yes.
Friday, 9 to 11, something like that.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Yep.
Okay, cool. I got it right. At least I got something right there. That's what's up. That's what's up. How you doing? How's it
I'm
going?
doing good. I'm still a little high off the wind.
Hey,
Monday
you
just
know-
felt like an extension of
Hey.
Sunday, so I feel like I'm in my Mondays today, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Good,
Hey,
that's good.
Maestro.
Steeler Nation represented so well in the league.
Hey,
Hey,
I seen
Maestro.
you.
Maestro. Her Jersey game is way, way, way better than yours right now, bro. Like it's looking real.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right.
Hey.
I got a few missing, but it don't matter. It's okay.
Damn. Damn.
I feel like I should call you D Loves Sports like a Tribe Called Quest, but I know I'm gonna fall off. I just
D
want to let
fine.
I'm gonna let you know straight up right now. I'm gonna give you flowers right now. I was telling him before, I might have said on the show, that you are absolutely my favorite content creator for Pittsburgh Steelers. I
Thank
watch you
you.
all the time.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm
yeah.
not used to that yet. Like,
Yeah.
that's so crazy to me when people are like, I'm a fan. I'm like, a fan of what?
Yeah,
Like,
nah. The first thing that caught me, I was like, okay, Shorty could dress. Bet, Shorty could dress, so we good there. And then you just, you just colorful about it. You ain't too, you're objective, but you're a fan at the same time. So that's where it's like I can watch people who can be objective and still hope for their team, you know what I'm saying? So you're definitely my favorite content creator. I gotta give props to Alex Kozora again, because that's my favorite
Love
dude.
Alex.
That's the dude I love.
I have this little thing I say sometimes. Like he's the Jay-Z to my Beyonce. Like, I love Alex.
Yeah,
I hope his girl ever don't get mad at me for saying that, but
Right.
it's a joke.
Nah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Nah, you definitely my favorite content creator. Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm locked in. I see y'all at. So I'm gonna go straight to it. We up 2 right now, and I'm feeling good. When I wasn't feeling so good going into the Colts game, because I didn't know where we was at. We just losing. But now we 2 games, and we definitely coming off the best rushing game we didn't had all
Yes,
year.
phenomenal.
Oh yeah. I just want to get I ain't gonna back out. I want to get straight to the shits. I want to know what this year, what's our ceiling? I know we're not gonna play it. Like just
9,
right?
9 now.
9.
I mean, so for the floor for me is always every year it's 10. Like we gotta win 10 games every year. I'm going in 10,
Yeah.
10 and 7. But now the ceiling to me is 9.
Okay, yeah. I'm hoping for 9 too. Just because I want Tomlin to continue this streak. I don't want him to have a losing season. Not yet, and not especially not this way, because the haters are gonna say, "Oh, Ben's gone. That's the reason why." And and especially to all the Tomlin haters, Pittsburgh fans included, that feel like, "Oh, Tomlin not a good coach and all that." We ain't doing all that. I'm a Tomlin fan. Wherever Tomlin go, I roll. So I just want that to continue for him.
This is the probably the best excuse.
Yeah.
If the excuse was needed, this is the best reason for him to have a losing season. But we're not even gonna talk it.
We're not even on that energy.
Yeah, it's still Mike Tomlin. They still the window is still open. We're actually still in the hunt for the playoffs. Can you
Right.
believe that?
Right.
You saw how we got in last year with like this much of a window.
Mhm.
So I'm not saying we go into the playoffs, but I also just hoping not for a losing season.
But hey,
That's
D,
what's up.
don't front though. Last year, when you was watching Raiders and
Yes.
Chargers, when you was watching Raiders and Chargers, and they tied the game.
Bro,
And
I didn't watch it. I fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
glad. So I went to sleep because I was like, oh, this game is over. I'm exhausted. I was at the
Right.
Ravens and Steelers game earlier in the day, so I was just worn out, and it was raining, and it was just ugh. So I was like, you know what? This game is over. I'm gonna go to bed. And I woke up to like a million messages from all the Steelers group chats that people got me in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am so glad I missed this heart attack. Like I missed my blood pressure getting to that moment. Because I just thought it was a done deal and I went to sleep.
I was so stupid to watch that game and stayed up. I was so foolish because I mean, and yes, they pushed it to the limit. But I remember saying on the show, it's like, Trey, it's no way that it's going to end in a tie. It's no way possible that this is going to end in a tie. But I still sat up and watched it and dealt with all that drama. But you know,
they definitely staged it though. Like, there's ways where you could tell they staged that. You know, it's the final game of the season. Hey, let's have some drama. Let's be dramatic about it.
I didn't need it.
If it were me, I feel like I probably would have been like, all right, y'all, whatever. We both make it in. Good game.
Right. That's what. But whatever little timeout fiasco they said,
Staley
piss somebody off, or you know.
Yeah, Staley's dumbass called timeout.
Hey, we made it in. Cool.
Yeah, him and Carson Wentz. Those were the two reasons y'all got in last year.
God bless Carson
Wentz. I had like a vacation booked because my birthday was the next day. So I had a vacation booked, and everyone's like, "Are you coming to Kansas City? Like when are you getting to Kansas City?" I was like, "I'm in Belize. Like I'm not coming to Kansas City." I'm like, if we take this L, I'm gonna at least be in 80-degree weather because I actually had went to Kansas City earlier in the season, so I was like, I knew that environment, and I'm good. They be yelling and making all this noise. I'm okay. I already caught one L in Kansas City. I didn't have to be. It wasn't freezing.
And I imagine that they a little hard to deal with, especially because they're so their success in past years. So I imagine they're a little difficult.
The fans themselves are fine. It's just it's really really loud. It's really loud. Someone tried to warn me about that, but I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, because you out here in these streets, you traveling every week. So what's that like? I just gotta. I don't do that. The majority of my Steeler watching is 100%. Or let's say 99.5, because I did. We went to a few games, me and Trey.
Yes.
But my experience is from the TV for the most part. What's that like? Almost a weekly basis, it feels like.
Yeah, I definitely try to hit all the home games, but it's just I love it. I love being there, being in the tailgates, I've come fond of a lot of the families of the players. High relationship with them, seeing them every week, and just it feels like a family, and I like those. To me, those guys are like I'm older than them. Like I think me and Cam about the same age. Like I'm older than probably all of them. They feel like my babies, like my little brothers. So I just feel like I need to be there. I need to soak it all in. I love all the things that you don't see on TV. The things that I always like to sit behind the Steelers bench, so I can see all the interactions that go on. So much telling things happen that you can't see on camera, or the attitudes that you don't see about on Twitter, and the communications, the warming up of quarterbacks. Like we kind of knew when Pickett came out the tunnel in that half of that game. I was like, oh crap, he about to go in. But the way that the crowd to me was the reason why Kenny Pickett came in. And you probably couldn't tell that on TV, but that place was stale. It was really depressing for me to see that and see this crowd turn on this whole team like that. But that's what it was. And I was like, man, they have to do something. And I was anti Kenny Pickett coming in from the beginning of the
season. Me too.
Yeah, I was on that, like, let him wait. Like, you don't get this chance. Just hold out for a little bit. And so when that happened, I was sick, but I was also like, they don't have no choice. They lost this whole stadium. They have to.
So I was me and Maestro. We had this conversation that week. So it was the Jet game, right? That he came in at. So Dee, your feelings about him coming in during that Jet game, because we talked about it and we said, well, it's the Jets. You can't lose to the Jets, and we didn't know the Jets, what they were at the time,
And we
but
still lost.
it was a must win because of
Right.
the schedule you guys had after that. How did you feel about it when he came in? Like, did you feel like, oh, we need a spark because we can't lose to the Jets, or was it
Well,
something
it
else?
was like I said, it had to happen because you lost that crowd. And
Mm,
if you needed anything on your side when that defense went out there, you needed the crowd. Sometimes that stadium is really hard to get riled up. You got to play renegades. You got to like sometimes they just get so complacent in that
Yeah.
stadium.
mm,
So they had to do it in order to revive everybody. Can you imagine your home team playing to a stadium that's like booing every chance they get?
Yeah, right.
Like
Right.
you can't do that. So I felt like it had to happen as much as I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree the way that people were acting. I just knew it had to happen to get the fans into that game.
Right.
gotcha,
Right.
Had it
Right.
gotcha.
been an away game, I'm not sure that it would have happened, but maybe it
Mm.
would have. But being that it was at home, I think that's important reason why it happened.
Okay. Getting back to the Falcons game, what was the energy when Connor Hayward got into the end zone?
Oh, it was so dope. I had these great seats where club seats. If you ever been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they have a club area, club section, like it's like three sections. You can have a seat, but then you can watch the game like right behind the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So I was actually sitting up and I noticed I think it's Corey Haywood was sitting his other brother
Okay.
was sitting by me, and shout out to Corey, he's on Twitter. And so I noticed him there and I was like, oh, the whole family's here. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And so then I went down and I was literally sitting right there, caught the touchdown, and I got to say like congratulations. And he responded. I didn't catch any footage of that, but it was
Yeah.
dope to just be able to congratulate him on his first touchdown. But it was amazing. Even I caught the flyby with Pat Anchormuth. I don't call him Fryermuth no more.
Okay.
Pat Anchormuth. I mean, just having that view of just, that eye level view of everything gives you another appreciation for every intricate thing that goes into the
Mm.
game itself.
Did you happen to get a peek at Cam Hayward on the sideline?
I typically I sit behind the defense when I like to sit behind the team, but this time I was on the offensive side of the bench.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
didn't get to see Cam. I was looking over there, but it was like too many things in the way. They had like fans, they had like other things,
Yeah.
equipment in the way, so I couldn't really see down there much. I
Okay.
could
Yeah. I
see
heard.
like
I
the
heard he had a
corners a
moment.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah. I seen that he
he
had a
had
little
a
moment.
moment, I heard, and then his
Mm-hmm.
mom was there. Like I said, the whole family was there after, and I saw them all. I caught a glimpse of him and his brother kind of walking at the end of the game too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, I got one more thing to ask you. Is in reference to I'm assuming this happened at the Falcons game.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin
I know what you're about to
apparently
talk about.
doesn't like being interrupted when he locked in.
I
Um,
blame him.
I
I
didn't
don't blame him.
know.
I don't like people bothering me when I'm watching it. Like when I'm locked in, I don't like
Yeah,
it. And the thing about that was it's halftime, right?
yeah.
So
Mm,
he probably, and I'm almost sure he did an interview before going back into the tunnel. His team's
Hmm.
already there, right?
Right.
So he did an interview with whomever. The other guy next to him is like the security guy. So he's looking at whatever he's looking at, probably getting ready to say whatever he needs to say in the locker room so they can make whatever adjustments they need to make. So
Hmm.
he's focused. He doesn't have
Right.
time. Like I have X amount of minutes to get in the
Yeah.
locker room, say what I need to my guys, and then we got to come right back out. Her halftime is an hour,
Hmm. Yeah.
So I understand. I completely get it.
Oh, let's be clear. That makes me like Tomlin on a whole nother level, as if I couldn't like
Yeah.
him enough right now. I respect it. And I don't want to necessarily call the dude out. I don't know. Was that like a reporter? Was that like some
I
random
don't know what
dude?
he was. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit familiar with Mercedes-Benz Stadium and where and you could actually go like if you had tickets to where kind of I was sitting, you could have access to kind of stand over there as they're walking out.
mm,
Okay.
So I'm
okay.
not sure what he was or who he
Yeah,
was,
it
but
looked
I
like
could
he was
see
some
where he
kind of
could
content
get
creator or
that kind of
something.
access.
Yeah, I would assume that he was some type of content creator just because
Yeah.
the way, his reaction, one, and two, like it didn't seem like nobody else was there but him and Tomlin. Like, I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's
I think security was over there. It was like a couple of, I actually went that way to, I don't know why. I think I went that way to try to find a restroom during halftime. So I
yeah.
know exactly like the area. Um, and there were a couple of security people over there, but not much. And they probably weren't there because they already had went back to that locker room.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't worried. I would have said the same thing. Fans, I think they get. That's why I don't like to call myself a fan
Mm-hmm.
because I call myself a loyalist because they get into fandom and they forget that these are real
Real
people.
people.
Yep.
These are
Right.
human
Yep.
beings. You're yelling their name
Mm-hmm.
a million times, and and some people just don't like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I understand that they're famous, they're
Mm-hmm.
athletes. You love them, you adore them, but they don't want to hear their name being yelled a
Mm-hmm.
million times.
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
say this though. What he said to Tomlin, I didn't have a problem with what he said to Tomlin. It wasn't like he was trying to ask him a question or anything like that. But
Oh,
I
he would have
also,
though.
but I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have with the right response. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with what Tomlin and how he responded. I really
He
don't. I
didn't
think about
say "f you," like he
right,
was
Right.
like,
right.
I'm working." Like,
Right.
Yeah, he's
not right
working.
now.
He's
Chill out.
working.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking working.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. Leave me
Look,
alone. I'm
look.
working. Leave me the fuck alone.
Look, I
get
remember
it.
I remember a game the Patriots played against the Lions in Detroit and Belichick walking out the tunnel and a fan was trying to give him a high five and stuff and the dude was just like, yo, he ain't saying nothing to him, but he just was like, yo, I'm working, I'm focused. So, I mean, that's kind of what Tomlin did with the exception
Yeah,
that
Bill
he
would have
told the
never
guy,
even
yo,
said
I'm
a
working.
word to that man.
Yeah.
I bet you everybody else think twice before they think to bother him while he getting ready to go into the locker room. I bet you that.
Look, if that man got all the attention from being online,
Yeah.
Yep.
that's the best thing that could happen to him.
I'm about to say,
Honestly.
God
Yep.
bless your moment. I hope, right. If he a
You got
content
his
creator,
2
God bless
minutes,
his
his 30
yeah,
seconds.
God bless his
Yep.
shine
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
if he would have said, "Hey man, how you doing?" he would not be,
Right.
as
Right.
important as he is today. So,
Yep.
That's a fact.
Hey D,
you're welcome.
question for you. So, like us, you in the DMV, right? You in the
Yeah.
DMV area. So
Okay.
you from here originally, or
Originally from Virginia, living in Maryland all my life. So yeah,
Okay.
I know he is from the DMV. Oh my gosh, I can hear
oh,
it. He's PG
oh,
County. You
oh
PG
my!
County.
That's exactly where I live.
I know. I can hear it. I heard it. He PG all day.
That's
I was
shout
listening.
out.
What's that singer Brent? I forget how you.
Fires.
Yes.
Fires. Mm-hmm.
I was listening to. I didn't know much about him, but I was listening to him. He said, "Cause you talking about in a song," and I was like, "You from Maryland? He gotta
Yeah.
be from Maryland." I stopped everything I was doing. I was like, "He gotta be from Maryland with that one little line."
Yeah.
And turns out he's from like Columbia or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they all kind of get it from us down here.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely from
going
your area.
into the game at hand,
let's go.
you know, I'm
How
gonna
you
let
feeling about it?
Look, I feel like we coming off the best rushing game. I feel like Lamar Jackson, and let me be clear, I echo your sentiments. I wish Lamar was there for the venue.
Me
I
too.
do. I do wish
Me
he was
too.
there.
TJ want to hug him so bad.
Yeah, I know.
TJ
I
want to
wish
give
he was,
Lamar a big old
yeah,
hug.
I wish he was there. I do wish he was there. But I've my energy up. My energy up after 2 wins. My energy up. I feel like we going to sneak one. I do. And I don't even know if it's going to be a sneak considering what they got going on without him being there. The way they struggled in the past 3 weeks. I feel like
Yeah.
and I feel like any given Sunday.
I mean, our run game, like you said, I think Kenny is getting comfortable with Pat. But
Yeah.
can we just give special teams some credit here?
Yes,
Because these
Lord.
guys, Matt, right? And I was on the fence about, man. But the thing about the Steelers, they'll give you 2 games. They're gonna give you 2 games now. They gave him 1 game, he wasn't doing too hot. They gave him
Mhm.
another game, he did his thing. So Matt, right? And I keep calling this man Percy, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Presley Harvin.
But he had that one kick. He had that one kick the other day, and I said, "It's something there. It's gonna take a long time. I don't know how long it's gonna take."
Presley Harvin, I think, has been playing pretty decent. So, and Steven Sims has been that burst,
Yeah.
a return man that
Yeah.
we need. He's scary a little bit, scary sometimes, but He's just so fast. So
Yeah,
special teams has been doing so good, but I think that the offense is really clicking. That
yeah.
run game. Shout out to Benny Snell for coming in as well, and I still love me some Jalen Warren. And then Najee, all the Najee haters that
Hmm.
was out there calling him a bust, calling him whatever you were calling
Jeez
him
Louise.
besides running back number one, they can be quiet.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad he's shutting them
I
up.
agree. And I mean, while we giving flowers out, man, the offensive line have they deserved all the smoke they've been getting. But as the season is going along, they are coming along. They coming along
Yeah.
week by week, and I think it's important to give them some flowers. So if y'all hear me, offensive line, keep working, man. Keep
Yeah.
working. Keep working. The only disappointment, and I am disappointed in Deontay Johnson this season. I'm disappointed.
Hmm. Because he's a running back. I mean, wide receiver number one.
Um,
Like you feel like
few
he just haven't met the
few
production.
drops. I know quarterback play got something to do with it. I can acknowledge that, but he's had a few drops. He's had a few drops. I mean, literally from week one, he's had a few. I get like maybe 4 or 5, but it
Yeah,
seems
he
it's
might be at the four. Yeah, he's around four
like
or 5.
4 or 5, but one was a third down 40-yard bomb that fell right through his hands. Another one was
Was a
a third,
touchdown.
yeah, like yeah. It's
And
just
don't forget, he should have a touchdown. What game was
yeah.
that? Was that the Jets game
The
or the
Jets
Tampa
game.
Bay game?
I think it was the Jets game.
Okay, he should have had that touchdown.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
It's just the moments into which he's dropping the ball that's leaving me like
Yeah, and it's like to me, I stressed this. I think I said it on Sports and Coffee. Look at Ben. Ben's not there, and that's
yeah.
where you lack in that leadership, that
Hmm.
helping him be where he needs to be and do what he needs to do. He's become a leader, right?
Right.
So that's the gap. That
Yeah.
is definitely the gap there. But it'll happen. Him and Kenny will get on a chord, just with George too. And but Pat Ankermuth,
Yes,
like that
ma'am.
guy right there,
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
that's
nah.
that's your key.
That's the
George
future.
is a weapon, Deontay's a weapon, but he is
Is
your anchor
the
right there.
And
one hundred
Deontay hasn't
percent.
scored yet this year, right?
He does not have a touchdown yet.
No,
Right.
no,
Yeah,
no.
that's
But we
wild.
ain't but we ain't gonna
That's
talk
wild.
about that. We
That,
ain't gonna
He
talk
gonna
about
get
it.
one on Sunday. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
that's
I'm feeling
you
like
gonna get one on Sunday?
I'm
You
feeling like
sure?
this the game. I'm feeling like this the game with Pickett
Let me
might
put
might
some money
throw
on it.
three. Yeah. I feel like he might throw three. I'm feeling like he might throw three this Sunday.
3 touchdown?
I
Come
feel
on,
like he might throw three.
come on now.
That's what I'm feeling like.
On
How
our
many Tyler Huntley gonna get on us?
well
Touchdown.
before we kind of get into that because we
Hmm.
before you got on here, D, I was just telling Maestro, it's been a bad 3 weeks. It's been a bad past 3 weeks for the
This is
Ravens,
normal for y'all though.
despite
Y'all
the
go on these this November, December slumps though. This is normal.
I don't know if it's normal. I mean,
It is. Y'all will hit a 3-game losing streak in the
okay.
end of the season
I mean,
and
if you
make it to
if
the
you're
playoffs.
referring to last year, I hear you. If you're referring to just last
No,
year, but
the year before and probably the year before that.
the year
Like y'all
before the
go
year
through a
before that,
winter
we won
slump,
5 straight to end the season. That was
but
the COVID year.
y'all go through a slump.
Okay,
I'm with you.
okay, okay. I hear you. We go through a slump. It don't matter what part of the year. I hear
But
you.
y'all turning around.
I hear
I'll
you.
say that.
But
Yeah.
despite the fact that we went 2-1 the past 3 weeks, these 3 weeks have just been, it just hasn't looked good. I mean, we only put 13 on the Panthers, and we barely squeaked out a win last week against Denver, and Denver's been awful this year.
Yeah.
And we don't have Lamar, and here's what I'm banking on, and I didn't tell you this, Maestro, but here's what I'm banking on this week.
Hmm.
Tyler Huntley last year, that surrounding cast that was, we had already had injuries and stuff up to that point by the time he got in. I'm counting on the supporting cast around Tyler Huntley this time around. A
The ones that put
healthier,
up
a healthier cast around him.
13, the ones that put up 13
I'm
against Carolina and 10
I'm
against
counting
Denver.
on I'm counting
Hmm.
on my defense. I'm counting on my defense with Roquan Smith, with
Hmm.
hopefully Marcus Williams coming back. I'm hoping these
He is
guys
funny,
get
but
it together on defense. I'm counting on my defense to come through because I don't know what the hell Greg Roman's doing, but we got to run the ball. You can't have Tyler Huntley throwing 30 something times and hoping we're gonna pull a W.
Is that
out.
how many times he threw last week?
Yes.
And scored 10 points.
Yes, I was just telling my.
What quarter? So I didn't get to see it. So
right.
Please, what quarter was Lamar out?
Oh, at the end of the first quarter.
Okay. Tragic.
At the end of the first quarter, and but Denver's run defense isn't all that great, and I don't know if he just decided, scrap it, we just gonna throw. I don't know what the game plan was.
Oh, so y'all didn't run the ball. Who was it? Was it Gus or was it
Gus was in there. Gus was in there with a little bit of Kenyon Drake in there. But I think they just decided, let's and I see what they're doing, because it seems like when Lamar's out there, they put in a lot of these 2 tight end sets, but then when Huntley's the quarterback, they start putting in these 3 wide receiver sets. That might be telling of something that maybe I don't want to admit, but it seemed like
don't worry, I'll say it for you. They think Lamar Huntley's a better thrower than their starting quarterback.
That's what people been saying. That's what people been saying, that he, not so much a better thrower. I think what people are saying is that he reads his progressions a lot better.
Right.
What's that?
Canada. No.
Right.
Oh.
What you doing, Matt? No,
oh man, that's wild. But no, I think what they're saying is that he goes through progressions a lot better than Lamar does, and I think some of that is a bit accurate, but he's still not Lamar Jackson. Like, when you consider the total package, he's not Lamar Jackson. So what they need to do is they need to run the damn football, let this defense eat, and I think we could pull one out. That's what I'm banking on right now. Cause I'm this close to conceding the division lead right now. Cincinnati, knocked off a couple of
run.
Yeah.
I'm still not. I know the Bengals fans are unruly again. But I'm still not ready to crown them anything.
To crown them for what specifically? Because they're gonna make the playoffs. It sound like it looks like they're gonna make the playoffs.
Like they'll make the playoffs. But
they're not going back to the Super Bowl though.
Well, no, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
I'll never hear the end of it. We went to the Super Bowl back to back and came home with nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nah.
Right.
I don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear that.
Came home with some T-shirts.
Where you call the score, Trey? I'll let you call the score.
Look, I got this. I got this 1916 Ravens.
Let me tell you, D, this is where I let you know that I'm a fan and I do listen to you. We're scoring over 21. And normally when we score over 21, with our defense, we're going to be in a position to win some games. 21 is the magic number.
It is.
I got us winning 21-16 at home.
That defense is going to be tough to score on, but
it is 21 is it, and it scares me. I might change this by Saturday, so don't be mad.
I know how you go. I know how you go. I was just about to ask. Are we getting the exclusive before you?
Yeah, we are. You getting it early, before I even see the injury report and all of that. This is premature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with 17-13 Steelers.
Ooh.
Okay. So
yeah,
you depending on run game. You really depending on run game.
It's gonna be a defensive game. It's a defensive battle. You know, it's Kenny Pickett's first time. Although, let me tell you something, he is not afraid. I'm not trying to go in there.
Yeah.
The man he's standing in the pocket. That touchdown to Connor Haywood.
Yes.
That man just standing, like, watch that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, be careful of that. Be afraid of that, because that man was not afraid to throw that ball in the heat like that.
And initially I thought it was high. And initially I thought that was high, but I was like, no, he dropped it in the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably a little bit high because
when it came off his hand.
The tallest tight end, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if it was a Pat or, you know, a Claypool, no, he's on or Pickens or whatever, a guy a little bit taller than, you know, not a problem.
Yeah,
not a
but he
problem.
dropped in the bucket. He dropped it in the
So,
bucket.
but yeah, I think it was still a great pass, and just
Yeah.
watching him just stand there
Right.
in the middle of that
Right.
confusion and be confident in that. Watch out for that because he
Yeah.
is getting comfortable with making throws, and I think better with using his legs and knowing when he needs
Mm-hmm.
to run.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just think it's just gonna be difficult. We struggle in the red zone
Yeah. That's
hard. It is,
yeah. It is what it
and
is.
yeah, so Matt Wright, just be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
These games come
Yeah.
down to like, a field goal, 3 points here, 3 points there. So I'm gonna hit the 17-13 Steelers for now.
I feel you. No,
And
that's a
TJ
solid score.
Watt, I don't know how hurt he
Hurt he
is,
is,
but
right.
He
you
hurt
haven't
again?
seen him.
Yeah, he
Huh?
hurt his yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah,
I mean
he's been, I don't think it's anything serious. Just, I don't know how much is bothering him. It's not bothering him enough for him to sit out, but he hasn't been
right.
explosive TJ
Yeah.
Watt,
You
or,
saw it.
What's
even
this,
though in the Colts
shoulder
game they were
or?
holding him like a daggone bear.
Mm-hmm.
They were holding him like crazy in the Colts game. They weren't calling that, but he hasn't been you haven't seen the normal impact TJ
Yeah.
Watt.
Right.
I'll say that.
Right.
I don't want to say he's not playing good, but
Right.
he just hasn't had that normal impact.
Yeah, because they're definitely still playing him like he's TJ Watt. Like they didn't change anything. They played him like he's the defensive player of the year. You're just not seeing the same pop that you normally see. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
What's his injury?
This is
Don't get me the lion.
is it I can't remember. I feel like it's more upper
Body.
torso.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
definitely
so.
nothing lower. Yeah, it's not
I
nothing.
think that's what it is. I'm getting, because I'm trying to remember Najee's, but it'll come out tomorrow
yeah.
on the injury report, because I think he's been like a little limited. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's crazy, because you mentioned the two guys that I would worry about in this game. I'm not concerned about Kenny Pickett. I'm concerned about TJ Watt, and I'm concerned a little bit about Najee Harris.
But you should be concerned about Kenny Pickett, because him and Frymouth, and I'm not calling him Frymouth for this episode neither, Anchor move.
Anchor move.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
That chemistry coming together, and and what you're not going to do is sit here and act like
Roquan will take care of that.
Nah, I don't think he. Nah.
Okay.
I don't think.
Roquan will take care of that.
Did you see that stiff arm from Najee? What you worried about him for?
Yeah.
No, but that's why I said I'm concerned about Najee Harris.
Concerned about him giving one of y'all the stiff arm?
That's what I'm concerned
okay.
about.
What's happening?
That's what I'm concerned about. Yeah.
You should
tell your DBs to chill.
That's
know that.
You know he coming for Marcus Peters. That's what he won't. He won't Marcus Peters in his face.
Yeah, Marcus Peters is making some business decisions lately, so I don't know if he's gonna be the victim, but but yeah, that's the dude that on offense for me, that's the guy that I worry about. If we can,
who you putting Marlon on Pickett?
I will put Marlon on Pickens.
Really?
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Peters don't. I hate to say it, but it's something wrong with Peters, and I don't know if it's the injury or because in the Jacksonville game, he let who was it? Christian Kirk. He let Zay Jones. He let Zay Jones, burn him twice. So I don't know that that's the guy you want to put on Pickens.
All right, but I'll say this: while Pickens is the better athlete, all those types of things, Deontay Johnson is definitely the better route runner.
Mm-hmm.
True. True. I mean, they'll mix it up. I mean, I don't think.
And Kyle Hamilton is back as well, correct?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He is. Mm-hmm. But they'll mix it up.
Marcus Williams is slated to come back this week. Is that
that's the hope? That's the hope. That's not been confirmed, but that is the hope. We could use him right now. With all the bodies,
All right.
With Lamar not being in the lineup, we need some bodies.
You should be worried about 39. I ain't gonna hold you.
Highsmith,
Fitzpatrick. You worry about TJ Watt, and you should be worried about Alex Highsmith.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why he's leading the team in sacks.
Yeah.
Not TJ Watt.
Yeah.
So
TJ Watt's missed some time, right?
Excuse me.
Man.
He's missed some time. That's why
Yeah, he
Highsmith
did. He
is
had a
leading.
whole pec injury. So yes, he did miss some time. But Alex Highsmith is also playing dog like.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
yeah.
watch out for that man.
Okay. I think my defense got an answer for him. We'll see.
You mean your line?
You're in the offense.
My offense. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Your
My
O
bad.
yeah,
line?
yeah.
My
Okay.
bad.
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
mean, I hear you. I mean, I don't believe that. I think we about to eat good. I ain't gonna hold you. I think we about to eat good.
Well, you know how these games
And
get,
people
man.
don't even talk about Cam Hayward and the capacity that he needs to
Yeah,
be talked
yeah,
about. But the man
yeah.
puts pressure. The man helps his
I
guys.
mean, did
make
you
these
see
plays.
that bull rush? But on the pick that he threw the
That's how Minka
confession?
got the pick.
Yeah,
He
right.
smacked him in
Exactly.
the face.
Exactly.
Hello?
Exactly. Man.
What?
So-
This the Atlanta game you talking about?
Yeah, in the Atlanta
Yeah.
game. Yeah. Man, that he's still the man to me. Like, he old or whatever. I don't care about that. He's still the man to me.
And I will say this: Atlanta had a nice set of runs on us when
Yeah.
T.J. Watt and Larry Ogunjobi were sitting on the
Sitting
sideline.
down, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I
That's
watched
when
it.
it
I was like,
happened.
why
That's
are
when it
these two
happened.
standing right here on the
Yeah.
sideline? I know they were getting a break, they were tired or whatever, but like
Mhm.
these two need to be out there. Like, you need to
Yeah.
stop this run.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel you.
anyway,
I trust my running backs more than I would trust Atlanta's backs.
you ain't trust them in the last 3 weeks.
That's a fact. As you just said, sir.
Well, my line got to play better too.
Hey,
it's on my offensive line too.
Throw your head back on him real quick.
I was just saying, like,
Hey,
three
what they
weeks.
talking about, Slug? What they talking about?
Hey, my
talking
my
about?
line got to block for these guys too. And I got to see what's up with Dobbins too, man. Dobbins got to come back, man. At some
When's
point.
he coming back?
At some point, the end of the season, but I could use him this week. I could use that man this week.
I'm looking forward to it. If anyone's in the Pittsburgh area, I will be in town. So holler hit me up.
What's that drive
All the-
like? What's that drive
last
like for
week,
you?
let me tell you, last
Uh-huh.
week, everybody from Baltimore was hitting me up like, you gonna be in town, you gonna be
Mhm.
there. I'm at every home game, baby.
Yeah.
So come find me. But I ain't heard nothing from them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, I want
Well,
that same
I like
energy
that.
Look, if
for
I had some
Friday,
money
Saturday,
and some
Sunday
tickets,
morning, I want that same energy.
I feel you.
Look, if I had some money and some time, and a clear schedule, I might make my way up to Pittsburgh for the game. But I got a
The tickets
family,
should be
so
cheap now.
well, I got a family, so and it's the holidays, so
Yeah, it is. It is. I
Yeah.
completely understand.
What's that drive like though? for
My
you?
kids definitely ain't going for that this weekend.
I definitely don't like the drive, but it's only 4 hours. I don't like driving. Let me
Oh,
just say that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will be a passenger, but
Uh-huh.
it's actually not been a bad drive anytime I've driven or rode there. It's 4 hours max. If you like to speed 3.5, but I've never gone into like traffic. on the
Okay.
way there.
Yeah.
It's been, maybe like right before you get into the city, a little traffic.
Yeah.
But no traffic. And it's scenic if you like mountains and all that
Yep.
good stuff. It's scenic.
Yeah, me
I
and my
don't.
wife last summer we did a Midwest tour. We rented a car and we stopped in Pittsburgh and we spent the night there. And I got to tell you, Pittsburgh is a dope city. The bridges, the nightlife and stuff. It's a really dope city. And then we did Cleveland, Detroit, and Chicago, and then we flew back. And so that ride to Pittsburgh, that 4-hour drive, you're right, it is scenic. So
Yes.
I don't like mountains, so.
Oh yeah, I just don't want to do it in the winter when
Yeah.
snow is involved.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
out.
that's the
I'm
worst.
I
not
could dig it.
driving.
I could dig it. I dig it.
that's the worst. That's the worst.
Trey, if you, I think we good, man. I think we done took enough of our time, man.
I did tell you like 45 minutes.
I was,
You gotta. I guess
Okay,
like.
y'all. Is there anything else? Like, what else we got?
I did.
I'm here now.
Nah, you know what? Because I think I know you're a Steelers fan, but I also think that you were a football fan also.
I am.
Anything that caught your eye other than the Steelers last week? In week 13. Yeah, week 13.
I tried to tell the family of my sports and coffee family that the Commanders and Giants game was going to be the game of the week. Like I know everybody was stuck on the Dolphins and the 49ers and Cincinnati and Kansas City, but I was like,
Good games, by the way.
yeah, the Washington and New York, similar records, same division. that was a battle, and I thought it was going to be really good, and I'm sad that I missed it. Ended up in a tie, which is crazy because I think one of
Yeah.
them 7-5-1, and now one is 7-4-1.
Yep.
Right.
It's
Yep.
gonna be interesting how that I think they even moved their next game to like prime time.
Yes, they
Did
did.
they?
They did.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
they
They
got
did.
flexed
Yep.
to a primetime spot.
Okay.
So I was telling people that's gonna be a fire game, and
Mhm.
they ain't want to hear it. They ain't want to hear it.
Yeah, I said me and Maestro, we talked about this. I said last week that I thought whoever, and I wasn't predicting someone getting swept, but I thought that whoever got swept in these two games was going to be the one to miss out on the playoffs. But now that we got this tie,
Mhm.
New York's got the week off, I think. Or no, New York's got Philly coming up next
Right.
week. And then they play the Commanders again, whereas the
Right.
Commanders have the week off.
Have the week off,
next
right.
week, and so we gonna see what happens in part two. And Seattle kind of saved themselves because they were losing to the Rams on Sunday, and that would be a totally different conversation had they lost that game. But now Seattle's kind of back in the mix again for one of those wild card spots.
I have a question for you guys. Are you guys confident in the Cowboys?
Yeah, we're high on the Cowboys over here.
I wasn't in the beginning of the season. I had to actually apologize to the Cowboys because once Dak went down in week 1, I said, "Oh, it's over. It's a wrap." Well, I didn't have him in the playoffs anyway, so it's kind of going, my way. But then Cooper Rush comes in, manages the game. Let's be clear, Cooper Rush managed those football games that the defense won for them, and he kept them afloat. And Dak's back. And they kind of rolling right now, and I think they got like 3 games against the AFC South coming up.
Yep.
Before they get to the Philly game, so I'm kind of high on them now.
Yeah, I mean, and when you say, and let me be clear on what high is. They're not going to the Super Bowl or nothing. They will definitely get that wild card, but they'll probably be the top wild. They'll probably be at 5.
Number 5.
They'll probably be at 5.
Probably gonna have to play the Buccaneers in the first round. It looks like.
And they'll probably smoke them.
Smoke the Buccaneers?
Yep.
Okay.
See what I said?
Hey, I hope you're right because I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady.
Yeah, I fell asleep on his comeback, and I'm glad. I just thought I was watching. I was like, man, this man cannot beat these Saints. This is awesome. I love this for the Saints. They needed a rejuvenating win for them.
Yeah, they messed
I
that
love
up last
watching
night.
Chris Olave, even though he didn't do too much when he played us.
Yeah.
But Andy Dalton isn't the answer, and I'm so sad that they didn't go back to my man.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Nobody understands it.
I don't get that.
Nobody outside of that locker room. Yeah, what did he do?
I don't get it. I'm telling you, D, they scared of them 30 interceptions, and
he can't throw 30 interceptions from week 12.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I think they scared because he's a turnover. Look, he's a turnover machine. Let's call it what it is.
No. You were on my list, baby. You was on my list of QBs. I'm gonna let you know that. I don't know why they re-signed you if they weren't gonna use you.
Right. No, I like Jameis. I'm saying with the touchdowns, you're gonna get the turnovers.
Yeah, but I don't want to call him turnover machine. He had that 1 year that he should get all smoke for. Right. But I don't want to call him a turnover machine. I think he got a stigma of turnover machine because of 1 year. But I don't think he's a turnover machine.
Sure, but he's thrown double-digit interceptions every year he's been in the league. Not 30, but...
How many does Josh Allen have right now?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm asking.
I don't know. I'm sure he's at like 8 or 9.
He's leading the league in interceptions, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he's at like 8 or 9. I'm without me knowing, I'm pretty sure he's at like 8 or 9.
Yeah. Sound like you're not a Josh Allen fan, D.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna stick behind the black QB all day, every day.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if they're in my division.
Right.
Actually.
Oh, she about to take it back. She about to take it back. No. She about to take it back. I was like,
no, wait. Most of the black QBs, I'm gonna stick beside them. Lamar is definitely one of those. So I'll just leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I want that same energy. I want the same energy for everybody.
And Andy Dalton is trash. That's my point. Andy Dalton
Yeah.
is trash.
Yeah.
He's washed up trash. So what else do you have
He's
to
a
lose?
backup. He's a backup.
What do you
at
have to
this point.
lose?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
Right.
You're just playing this bum for no reason.
And the division is still in reach. Like, that's the crazy thing. If you the Saints.
Yeah, because that division's so bad.
Right.
What do you have to lose? And you know you getting touchdowns with Jameis Winston because he gonna throw that thing.
Man, you got Taysom Hill throwing more balls than Jameis Winston, and I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
That's crazy to me.
I don't like it at all.
It's wild.
I don't like it at all.
Hey, D, one more question for you. We could talk about a former quarterback in the AFC North. Baker got cut by the Panthers.
Oh yeah, he was. I'm doing too much college when I was. He's in the transfer portal, but I'm talking about you. HBCU talk too much. But yeah, no. And the Rams just picked him up.
Yes, that is correct.
So,
I don't get it.
This might be close to the end of the road. I don't like saying that for anybody.
Yeah.
But I think I don't want to say there's something wrong with Baker, but I just think that he doesn't probably come off warm and fuzzy in locker rooms. That's just personally what I think. And you cannot be warm and fuzzy and play bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
Right. You got to play good and maybe not be warm and fuzzy, but you can't do both. You can't play bad and then not come off.
Yeah.
I tend to believe he's just not as good as he as advertised. I know he had that year in Cleveland. I get it. I just tend to think he's just not as good as advertised, and that's okay. Maybe you were in this league to be a backup, and that's okay. Maybe a long backup for a long time. But
look, it's guys making a lot of money being backups.
That's fine.
And made careers out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Case Keenums and it's people that's been in the league way longer than they should be.
Right.
That man was the number one pick.
See, Richard Sherman said it best, and I just saw it come right before we got on. That's a fact. But we got to stop putting so much stock in he's a first rounder.
Yeah.
He's playing like trash.
You can't go back. You can't change
playing like trash.
Can't change
he's
that.
Playing like trash. Got him, yeah. And I think 3 years is enough time to realize that maybe this guy didn't meet his potential. I think that's enough time.
Yeah. And I want to know how many of these guys, especially a guy like Baker that had a good year, a couple years ago, like, what are you doing in the offseason besides filming commercials?
Right.
How are you improving your game?
Like, what happened? Like, look, when nobody, I got to equate this to nobody had real film on him and time to really look at how to play this dude. I got to look at it that way because since then, he's not been good. So it boggles me. I don't want to say I wish bad on him. I don't really care, to be honest. But that from where he was when he went to the playoffs, smoked us, to where he went after, I don't get it. And I don't even want to say he smoked us because the running game in Cleveland has always been, since he's been there, has always been good, and the offensive line. So I can't even really say it's so much him.
It was the defense. It was the defense.
I'm about to say he made the throws. I ain't gonna say he didn't make some throws, but I mean overall, I would love. It's not a rabbit hole to go down. The dude is he's mid. I ain't gonna say trash. He mid.
Yeah.
So are we saying what's my man out in Seattle is better than Baker Mayfield?
100%.
Yes.
Gino?
Yes.
100%.
Geno Smith. Yes.
100%. And I guess there's a such thing as career renaissances because that's clearly what he's going through. But then not to throw salt on a black man while he up. Is this going to be is this Geno Smith now, or did Geno Smith have a good year?
I think it's a combination of things, and people. That's where coaching comes in, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know the strengths and weaknesses. Pete Carroll came in and said, this is Geno's team.
Right.
He went through a whole draft where he could have gotten a quarterback.
That's true.
He could have, but he went in saying, "No, Geno's our guy." We
Mm-hmm.
all looking crazy, like, okay, this is a rebuilding year. They'll figure it out. They're going there. They're gonna be looking for a quarterback next year.
Right.
But a lot of us didn't believe, and I honestly was one of the team I didn't believe in that everybody believed in was Denver. I never thought Denver was going to
Wow.
be amazing. I just
Wow.
didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
weapons.
I
I
got
wasn't
duped.
I wasn't confident in any of that. None of that. So
We were definitely duped
I,
over here.
I I got duped.
We were definitely duped.
I
We
didn't
were
see it.
definitely duped. We were
Yeah.
And people
definitely
were
duped.
trying to get him to come to Pittsburgh, and I was just like, I mean, I'm okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good guy, nice
Yeah.
guy,
Hmm.
but I don't know if he would be what we wanted.
Yeah.
Well,
And we
hindsight,
wouldn't have paid him nowhere near the money he wants.
nowhere near
Nowhere
it.
near.
Nowhere near it.
uh-uh.
Nowhere near it. Nope,
Sorry.
nope, nope. Now I think I was duped by Denver though. I was me and Trey will tell you we was on that. We thought they had the weapons. Well, now we not we were. I don't Trey. I know you. I know I wasn't going as far enough to say they was going to mess with Kansas City. I wasn't going that
I
far.
went as far as to say they were going to be a wild card, and the Raiders were going to be a wild card along with Kansas City winning the West. We thought, and we were all kind of duped by the Wild Wild
West.
West because of the
Yeah.
quarterbacks, and this the best group of quarterbacks out of the whole league and stuff. And right now, it's
That's
Kansas
gonna be
City by
our.
a lot.
The Raiders are gonna be the team that probably trips us up because we cannot beat them. It's so hard to beat the Raiders.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm rebuking that in the name of my heavenly Father, cause they acknowledging Heath Miller that game, and we not
Yeah,
going
Franco
have
Harris.
yeah
Their immaculate
immaculate reception.
reception. I keep wanting to say
Yeah.
conception. Immaculate reception is gonna be honored. It's Christmas Eve. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot of energy in the building. But again, the Raiders are slowly moving towards figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that when we get
Three-
there. But that's,
Yeah.
Three straight
I picked
wins,
the
right?
Raiders, a random bet that the Raiders would win their division, and I'm wrong.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean it's cool.
As
We
as
all-
as a lot of people are, I'm sure.
the payout would have been, but the payout would have been crazy though. So
Right, it'd been
yeah,
great.
you got
Yeah,
you got.
that's true.
Sometimes you gotta throw a full court like Steph Curry, you know.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Hey, D, we appreciate your time here. Me personally, I normally don't solicit Steeler fans, but because I'm a content creator and this is my platform, and I gotta be serious about this.
I'm
I said,
proud of
know
you,
what?
man.
You know what? She's good. She's great at what she does. Her content is awesome. She goes to these games. She gives us that quality content. I said I gotta have her on, and so you've been great. You've been
You
great.
delivered.
Yes, you've been great.
Thank you for
So,
having me. Thank you for even paying me attention.
Yeah. Nah, you dope. Nah, you
I
definitely
do
dope.
it because I enjoy it. I love it, and I like to give people an experience. So, just to be recognized, I just appreciate it.
and the fact that you in the area, that helps too. That
We're
helps
gonna
too.
I'm doing an event. If you guys know Rita, she covers the Ravens. She's
We
on
had Rita
105.7.
on back over the
Okay,
summer.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
So me and Rita will be doing a New Year's Eve day party at NOLA. New Year's Eve. I think it's gonna be from 1 to 4. We're gonna be advertising it soon, so stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm there. You ain't even gotta
Definitely.
worry about it.
We
I'm
gonna be
there.
there.
Yeah,
We-
we
I'm
need
there.
and we need Steeler representation. So,
Oh, so-
all the Steelers fans to come to NOLA and represent, because I know it's gonna be purpled out. Everybody in the
what's
team
Oh
loves
yeah,
Rita.
yeah.
anyway.
Me and Rita will be, purpled out. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
D, let everybody know where they can find you at on social media, and let everybody know what you got coming up.
Okay. Well, you can find me every day, every platform. It's Dee Loves Sports. It's DEE Loves Sports. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I am on YouTube. Everywhere. Dee Loves Sports. But I also have Sports and Coffee, which we do on Twitter Spaces, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. Me and Coach Clark. If I'm not there, he's there and he's running the show. So come check us out. We talk about all sports topics. So, but thank you guys for having me. D
Man, I
Love
appreciate
Sports. I appreciate, you guys just, again, acknowledging me.
No doubt.
Dope.
We
Nah, you on
appreciate
your way, shorty. I can't wait till you get where you want to get in this thing, and we can say we had it on the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast.
Thank you.
No doubt. All right, we appreciate it.
Bye, y'all.
All right,
All right, be safe out here.
Take it easy. Be safe in them streets. All right, that was Dee from Dee Loves Sports. Check her out on her social media, Instagram, Twitter, a YouTube channel, and also she does Twitter Spaces every morning from 9 to 11. So yeah, that was dope, man. That
That's
was
what's
definitely
up.
that was dope, and that event she talking about, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to be in there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I
We
I,
gonna
I,
figure that.
I got some merch that I gotta give out, man. Still,
Yeah. Okay.
so
Okay.
I still got that, and I'm actually gonna maybe start back up a little contest too, toward the end of the year. Still trying to think of some ideas there,
True. True.
but certainly trying to do that. I wanted to continue the Baker conversation a little bit
Okay.
from the Panthers side of it, because again, the Panthers are admitting that they made this mistake with the quarterback spot. You know, going back to Darnold,
Yeah.
um, Teddy Bridgewater, and then cutting Cam early and letting go of
Yep.
Ron Rivera and things like that. The kind of quick decisions that they've been doing over the past 4 years. So they gave up, and I was just searching this, right before D got off. They traded a 2024 conditional pick, but I thought for some reason they gave up maybe a couple of more draft picks for him. But they basically just kind of wasted, what they gave up for him, and kind of like what they did with Darnold. They kind of, even though Darnold's still on the roster, they're not getting their bang for their buck at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, as far as Baker goes, I mean, in a, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? A professional, I guess. The way I'm thinking is that something had to be going on in that locker room where they felt like, all right, this is over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you don't. I don't know how much of his salary that he had that Carolina had to take on. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
But I do know that he hadn't been there an entire year.
He
I do
hasn't.
know
Mm-hmm.
they had intentions on him being the starting quarterback. I believe that they thought he had more. He had the potential to be better than Sam Darnold was. I mean,
Yep.
and obviously based on what he's done so far and what Darnold's done when he was with the Jets. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
kind of think that this was the better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to get rid of him, 3 quarters into the season, is a little
Yeah.
crazy. What I guess I can respect is that they identified a problem and they got rid of the problem. I can respect that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Rumor has it that they've been shuffling who's QB1, who's QB2, who's
yeah.
QB3, and so on. And so I know PJ Walker
I was about
had
to
a
say I
start.
don't know. I don't know why PJ Walker ain't still starting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was
Well, I
one
do
week.
know why. Let me take that back. I do know why.
Uh huh.
Because you bought in Baker Mayfield to be the starter.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah. Makes sense. Yep.
I get it. I
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's not like this. This didn't whatever these issues are, whatever's going on. It didn't just start happening.
Right. Right.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
don't know,
saying?
man. That franchise has got too much going on, man. I mean, the Matt Rule, they kick him to the curb, and
Get rid of Christian McCaffrey.
yeah, McCaffrey gets traded, and so Robbie Anderson gets traded.
Yeah,
Also,
right.
there's a lot that's been going on within that team, man. And I don't know if you saw Matt Rule kind of doing this media tour, but this dude ends up getting a job with Nebraska, on a deal, and I kind of tweeted that says that's got to be white supremacy at its finest, because how do you go from the league, that you've been in for 3 years where you've been terrible, to getting out for only maybe less than a month, and already you in a cushy job back in college where it seems like you've had more of the success, right?
Yeah.
So
So that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, that makes sense to me.
Yes,
I mean,
it makes
white,
sense.
It is white. I mean, I guess you have to see the white privilege in it, but
Yep.
just in the scheme of things, he was a successful college coach. So
yeah,
you go get, Nebraska is clearly not the Nebraska they were in, say, what was that, the late 90s, 2000s or whatever,
Right.
when they were, they're not that team,
Right.
obviously. So, I mean, get a low tier low tier coach, but with a name because he's had NFL. He's
Mm-hmm.
been in the NFL, not success, but he's been in the NFL.
Yep.
And he's had success at college. I mean, he is a good candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Based on his resume, he's a good candidate for college coaching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't so much mad at him getting hired in Nebraska. I mean, in
Yeah.
some respects, on a way, 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 way lower level, it's kind of the same thing as Deion Sanders in only in terms of name.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Matt Rule is a hot name for college football right now because of him being
Mm-hmm.
in the NFL and
Right.
having success in college before that. So I mean, bring a name to a school that's got a lowly reputation and
Mm-hmm.
they down bad per se,
Yeah.
and see what he do. And he's gonna go in there. People gonna be interested to talk to him because of where he just came from.
Yeah.
Like I get the high. I didn't feel that way. I saw your tweet. I didn't really feel that way.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of like a little not disappointed, but kind of surprised at how fast it happened. Because
Yeah.
again, he just got fired. This guy goes on a media tour, basically trashing the Panthers, and he gets a coaching job just like that. So
Yeah,
but like you
yeah.
said, in
Maybe the speed of it. Maybe the speed of it is the white privilege we're speaking of. How fast it happened.
Yeah, that was
Maybe
fast.
that. Yeah. Maybe that. Getting back to Carolina real quick though, man.
Yep.
It would seem. It would seem that they are doing their. I guess. I mean, they fire selling. It would seem. I mean, they got rid of. I mean, outside of DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson was their best receiver. Christian McCaffrey, obviously, who he was. Baker Mayfield, whether you believe he's good or not, was certainly the most achieved. The most he achieved the most.
Yep.
So you get rid of him. I mean, it seems as if that they would be officially if they. I mean, I guess they never really got out of rebuilding mode.
Yeah.
Whatever they were trying to build initially, that's certainly tore down. They on the plan C at this point.
Yeah, I think the defense is okay. They got to get the offense going in some way. And I hope, and I know Steve Wilkes is kind of auditioning for the Panthers,
Right.
but in my eyes, he need to keep that job. That's just me.
I mean, there's no reason in my mind unless somebody, Sean Payton. I know he's not really looking for a job, but somebody.
Well, not with the Panthers anyway. I mean, he's been
Well-
rumored to be like taking a cowboy job or something like that. That's
I'm just saying if there is a coach of reputation that comes in the fray, I don't see why you go hire a standard of somebody like a Matt Rule or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see why you would go out and hire somebody that's kind of on the same caliber as Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
I think you let him coach unless somebody of a higher caliber comes along.
okay. I mean, I could respect that, but if there isn't, then
Yeah, then
I
he
think
should-
I think
I
you
agree
got to
with you. He
stick
should
with
stay.
him. Got to
He should
stick with
stay.
him and
You don't have
get
to.
that man a quarterback. Get him a quarterback and stick with the quarterback.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real, for real.
Well, if there's anybody that deserves to have a quarterback carousel, it's for certainly the Carolina Panthers right now.
Speaking of firings, the Titans general manager got fired today, and
Yeah.
the first thing that came to mind was that look, when you trade players, and I kind of get this sense, and I think we talked about it a few times in the past. When you trade players, owners don't want to get embarrassed by the players that they trade to other teams when you have to go
Sure.
face that player, right?
Sure.
So the Titans and the Eagles go at it on Sunday, and I know there's been like all throughout the year, AJ Brown been talking his smack, to the Titans about why you,
As he
you let me
should.
go, yeah,
As he
rightfully
should.
so, rightfully
Yeah.
so. While you let me go, I was your best receiver, da 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 da. Got my money here in Philly, whatever, what. So it's Titans Eagles, and like I expected, he put on a show. 2 touchdowns, 111 receiving yards, I think. Blew him out. I think the score was 35-10, the final.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
why
mean,
that's why you fire the general manager. I mean, without
yeah,
without me knowing on the inside,
sure.
I think that display is what led to him getting fired.
Well, I didn't read the story about him getting fired, but the headline, or one of the headlines I saw, said specifically
Mm-hmm.
he got fired because they didn't like the direction that the GM was taking his team. And let's be very clear what that's about. You let AJ Brown go
Mm-hmm.
for the likes of Trey Burks. And
Mm-hmm.
no disrespect to Trey Burks, he's a rookie and he's injured right now, to my understanding. And no,
Okay.
and he's in, and maybe one day he will be an AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But you had AJ Brown in the building.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
there's no other
Right.
way to slice it.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, who is their number one right now?
Robert Woods.
I don't even know if he's even playing. I feel like
He's
at one point I
playing.
had.
He's playing, but I don't know. I don't know that roster offensively other than Derrick Henry, Ryan
And
Tannehill,
it's interesting
Malik
that
Willis. Like,
yeah,
I
and it's
don't-
interesting because they're still atop of the division,
Mhm.
but
At
I
7-5. At 7-5.
I mean, 75 is top of the division.
Sure,
one way or the
sure,
other.
sure.
You can't poo-poo it. It's a winning record.
Sure. No. I
but-
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
But I guess.
but-
I guess compared to the other
I mean, you
division
lost
leaders.
away from that.
What's that?
I said y'all lost away from 7-5.
Yeah. I guess. And,
You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
So I mean, hell, a bye week, and they might be, y'all might be right with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or they might be right with y'all. Have the
Right.
math work, but
Right.
but you look at this team on paper, and it's just like, bruh, what are we doing? Like, I mean, if I'm the GM, I think I kind of agree that the cherry on top of the sundae was definitely them getting smoked by
Yes.
AJ Brown.
Yes.
They got AJ Brown's. I mean, it was a worse smoking against Pittsburgh, but it was a more significant smoking because that was his former team.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's
Mhm.
so it's like because now I feel like they was like, dog, we wanted to pay him. We wanted to see if we could get him paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And the
absolutely.
GM, it makes me feel like the GM and the owner had a conversation. Like, GM says, no, we don't want to pay him. We got young talent we can develop.
Right.
Owner says AJ Brown is outside of Derrick Henry, the best asset we have on this team, and we need to pay him as such.
Mm-hmm.
And GM convinced him. GM makes a move, and owner
Yeah.
says, "All right, well, if this don't work, guess who head is on?"
Right. So I heard a rumor that the GM and Mike Vrabel were kind of having a power struggle over that decision, whether to keep
Yeah.
him and pay him or
I can imagine.
trade him, whatever. And it appeared that Mike Vrabel lost that power struggle.
Right. Right.
That was if I remember, that was a draft day trade. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly. So
Yeah, draft that trade.
yeah. So shout out to the homie Mike Patton, but me and him were having a little bit of back and forth. He seems to think that there's something a little bit deeper than it was, a little power struggle. He said he's going to talk about it. I'll wait to hear from him
Make
and see
sure I
what he
lock
thinks
in,
about
right.
it. So, but yeah, it appeared to me that you trade this guy and you about to play this dude, and the dude smoked you, he embarrassed you, and that was the final straw. You got.
And both the touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, what was both of the touchdown bombs? I know one was 40 yards.
One was a bomb where the dude tripped, and but hey, he tripped. That is what it is. But yeah, one of them was definitely a bomb. I don't remember how the other one was scored, but yeah, you get smoked. I mean, this is why, and I know you don't agree with me on this theory, but this is why teams trade players to the opposing conference. And I know this was that example that
Right.
they traded him to the opposing conference, but they was on your schedule the following year. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, usually teams, they look at their schedules and they say, okay, if we just played this team, let's try to trade him to that particular team. This way we ain't got to see him, for a few years. And maybe by that time, maybe he's out of his prime, maybe not as good, maybe we won't get embarrassed by him.
Yeah.
Like I think teams, I think owners, I think they think like that.
Yeah, well, hey man, let's be clear. I mean, and the Titans ain't going nowhere. I mean, I get they'll win the division, but they got a early round, first round exit in their
They
future. To
losing
my
that home game,
summation,
bro.
yeah, to my summation, that's exactly what's happening
You know
because
the
they're
Titans
probably
have lost, I think, four straight home playoff games.
no,
Like
I
back,
didn't
back
know that.
like back when we beat them in '08 with
Yeah,
the Chris Johnson team.
right.
And then
No, I didn't know that.
yeah, and then they lost last year to the Bengals. Year before that was to us, and then I don't remember who their previous home game was, but they lost. They lose a lot of home playoff games. The Titans as a franchise.
Well, let's be clear, man. I've said it, and it hasn't changed. Tannehill is mid at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry is a monster, but how long do you expect him to be that good? I mean, with all due respect, you can see it. He kind of tailing off. He's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like he's not the same Derrick Hill. Maybe it's injury, but maybe it's just age. I mean,
Right.
what, like 26, 27 now?
Something like that. And
Yeah,
they running them. They
and they
running them.
running him into the damn ground,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, the Titans are on a downward trajectory. I don't know who their back is behind Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who he
I
is.
forget the guy's name.
I
I
don't even
see
know
the
who he
face,
is.
but I forget the guy's name, man. Nah,
he ain't no heir apparent.
nah, nowhere near,
Yeah,
nowhere near that.
yeah. So what they doing now? What are they doing now? They man, AFC South, man.
They in the AFC South. That's what they doing.
That's all they got to hold, and that's really all they got to hold on to. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about that. If the coach is smart, they're trying to figure out how to get rid of Matt Ryan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they tried to, and then they fired what's his name, and then
Yeah.
Saturday said, "Hey, I need Matt Ryan to go back in." So
Yeah.
they gotta figure that out. I mean, I don't know how Matt Ryan feels, but
I know how he looked though.
Yeah, I'd be looking to retire if I was him, unless he think the money too damn good to just not let go.
And I would never blame the player if the team is going to keep me on and I can earn whatever it is if I can get the millions.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the millions until y'all tell me I can't get them no more.
Yeah.
Unless my body ain't there to do it no more.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I got a couple more things. It appeared Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be out for the season. He broke his foot against Miami, and now they came out today and said that he doesn't need surgery after all, and that
Yep.
it's a 7 to 8 week time frame for him to come back, which kind of put them middle of the playoffs, maybe title game ish.
Yeah,
if they get that
if
far.
they get there, yeah.
If they get that far, because I'll be honest with you, I was a little mixed about how far they can go without him. I think you really got to break it down like this, because regular season Jimmy Garoppolo is a good Jimmy Garoppolo, right? But them postseason numbers, man. I mean, you go back to the year they went to the Super Bowl, and then you go back to last year, man. Most of those games, bruh, them numbers are not that great, and yet they were continuing to win playoff games despite him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If this kid Purdy comes in and does anything just a little bit better than playoff Jimmy Garoppolo, I think they'll be fine.
I think they'll be fine because Jimmy Garoppolo is a mid quarterback, and any mid quarterback can step into Shanahan's offense and have those types of moments.
Yeah.
I love to say no shade, but I just threw shade at him. But Jimmy G is mid. He is. He's mid.
Yeah.
He's mid.
Yeah. And again, I'm talking in the context of playoffs, because
Sure.
that's the ceiling
mid,
for this
period.
team.
But he's mid, period.
Yeah.
He's mid regular season, and he's mid in the playoffs.
His numbers are better regular season than they are
sure.
postseason.
I mean, you play more games in the regular season than the playoffs, sure.
No, but if you look at his game by game stats regular season, they're so overwhelmingly better than his postseason numbers are.
Well, because you're playing better teams in the playoffs than you play in the regular season. You're playing playoff teams.
No, I get you also playing playoff teams on the regular season. Also,
Yeah, but you also get sorry teams in the regular season. So
sure.
you get those games where you can ball out, and then
Sure.
you get the games where you playing the top tier, and then you look a little mid.
No, sure, sure.
He's
I
mid.
get that. No, I get that. I totally get that. There's games against those kinds of teams where he does have some good numbers, but I think I'm just doing the splits between regular season, postseason. It's night and day. I get why, I get why. I get why. It's better teams. You said it, better teams, but also, they got that system, man.
Yeah, but I say all that to say though, is that Jimmy G is mid. Ain't nothing wrong with mid. Sometimes you don't want to be super high. Sometimes you just want a little chill high.
Mm-hmm.
So mid sells. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not making no crazy mistakes. The mid can sell. So, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. But he's mid. And what happens is if Brock Purdy is at least mid,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be just fine. But he had a good game against Miami. I heard. I didn't watch the game. But I heard he had a good game. Threw 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
He had a good game. He had a good game. Yeah.
So, all right, if you can against a good Miami team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, look, man, there's a reason. There's a reason why Jimmy G's been on the trading block for a few years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, can come in and do his job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody can come in and do his job.
And
if Trey Lance is healthy, we're not even really having this conversation.
Again, right. Once again, he's mid. You can get a lot of compensation for a mid quarterback who's been to the Super Bowl, who has, like you say, good regular season numbers. You can get compensation. You can probably overcharge in your compensation for that just because of what he's done in the regular season.
Right, and he has playoff experience despite the fact the numbers aren't that great in the postseason. So, yeah, man. Get well soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Get well soon. If he comes back, maybe the Niners are in the NFC title game. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but I tell you what, if in regard to those playoffs and the NFC playoffs, man, and everybody's talking about Philly, Dallas, and the Niners, and I know people a little bit so-so in Minnesota, that old man in Tampa, that old man in Tampa watching y'all talk about these teams, and he's saying to himself, yo, don't forget about me.
Nah, I forgot about him, Slim. I ain't gonna hold
and look, and let's be clear, I want to forget about him. But
I forgot about him.
I just got this feeling Tampa is gonna somehow make these playoffs a little interesting. Like I think they're gonna get out of the first round.
If getting out of the first round means that they would possibly play Dallas, I think we said that. I mean, possibly.
We said that.
Yeah, I don't think they beat Dallas. Not this year.
Yeah, talent wise, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Would it surprise me if Tampa Bay beat Dallas in the playoff game in the wild card round? No, it wouldn't surprise me because we've seen
Dallas lay.
We've seen Dallas disappoint in the past, and we've seen Tom Brady, elevate. When the lights, shine bright. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of Dallas, Odell Beckham has been. He's been around the city of Dallas, man. This nigga was at the Mavs game and had people chanting his name and been around the Cowboys facility and stuff, just kind of doing the...
What the hell taking so long?
Doing the tour.
What the hell taking so long?
You know what's taking so long. Jerry's making this a spectacle. Odell Beckham, I think, is kind of making this a spectacle. I agree with you, though. If he's in your facility... Get it done. Let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. If you're worried about his rehab a little bit, okay, fine. You could still sign him, and you could still have him continue his rehab in the facility, and you could see.
Meanwhile, learning the playbook, like
learn the playbook. And
It's
and you keep him from somebody else signing him.
it's what we've been saying for all year. We've been saying this all fucking year, bro. Like,
Yeah.
why is nobody signed Odell? Why is nobody signed Odell?
Yeah.
Green Bay should have signed Odell. Minnesota should have signed Odell. All Giants should have signed Odell. All these
Right. Kansas City, Buffalo.
Kansas, right? Yeah, like we gotta keep doing this. We know he belongs on a team, and more importantly, he belongs on a competing team.
Yep.
Because automatically, when he steps on that field, he's going to elevate that receiving room.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know what's going on. I don't
Is
know.
it money? Is it money? Like, what are we doing?
Trying to make a spectacle out of it. That's just me. That's just me.
As a team, I ain't talking about just Dallas. I'm talking about any competing team
Right.
in the NFL that has aspirations to go deep in the playoffs.
Right.
Why? What's taking so long?
Yeah, it's a good question. Although I say this, and I don't remember what week it was, but someone had tore their ACL playing at the Meadowlands, I think. And there's been complaints about the turf and stuff. Like they actually came out and said that next year they're gonna replace the turf and get artificial grass because they've had a bunch of ACLs torn on that particular field.
Okay.
And so there's been talk that Odell has been kind of taking that in consideration depending on the team and what surface they play at and things like that. And so...
And given his injury history, I get it, but y'all taking too long.
Yeah, I don't know what Dallas
Period.
has. I don't know if that's turf in Dallas, but
I would assume it is.
you know, I assume it is too. But if he does, you know, sign with the Cowboys, it certainly would be because he thinks that they're close to, you know, getting to the Super Bowl or competing for a championship in that regard.
Yeah, y'all taking too long.
Yeah. Cowboys.
All of y'all.
Cowboys.
Whoever
get
it
done.
is. Cowboys, whoever. Y'all
He in
taking
your
too
city.
long.
He's in your city.
He shouldn't leave. And he shouldn't leave.
Yeah. He's
shouldn't
he's at the Mavs game getting his name chanted by the fans.
Yeah.
Don't let
Yeah.
him leave. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Let's get it done. What we doing?
And y'all need wide receiver help if you're talking about making a playoff run.
Right.
It's clear. It's clear.
Yeah. I love CD Lamb, but he's not a number one. And
I'm not even saying Odell gonna step in and be a number one. I'm just
Right.
saying you need more people out there
yes.
for them to think about it.
Exactly.
CD Lamb is having a good year.
Yep.
That's not. Let's be clear. He's having
He
a
is.
good year.
He is.
But yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring him in. Hurry up.
They got to get that
Y'all need
done.
more weapons. Y'all need another weapon.
Get it
Y'all
done.
do.
Get it
Dallas
done.
needs another weapon.
Get it done. Shout out to Vince Wright in the chat. Also, Mocha
What
Bella
up?
was up in there earlier. So appreciate everybody up in the Facebook Live chat. Appreciate everyone watching us on YouTube Live, Twitter Live. Make sure y'all continue to watch us on those platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook. Click the like button. Also on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2 and Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. And if you got questions, comments about the show, just hit us up on the email at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And thanks to the great Dee from Dee Loves Sports for popping in earlier.
Yes,
and,
sir.
You know, giving us some quality content, man. And, you know, we definitely look forward to, you know, having her on down the road for certain. You know, she's in the area, so, you know, that's always a plus when,
That's what's
you know,
up.
you got guests on and they in the area and stuff like that. So that's cool. You good, bro?
I'm good, man.
No doubt. All right, folks, y'all have a great week. We'll be back next week with another one. Peace. One love.
Drink some damn water.